Hi, friends. Before we dive in, I want to acknowledge something up front. Yes, burnout, people-pleasing, and self-abandonment impact everyone, but I'm a woman, and everything I share here is rooted in my own lived experience. So if you're not a woman and this resonates for you, please stay. Take what fits, leave what doesn't, and know that you're always welcome here. Burnout isn't a personal failure. As I said in my last video, burnout is a long process with many different stages, and it happens in many different ways. Burnout is also a business strategy. Stay with me here, because as long as you're exhausted, you won't question anything. You won't fight back. You'll just keep functioning, and the world loves a woman who keeps functioning. Capitalism survives because women overperform and undercost, especially high-achieving women. Hi, friends. I'm Jennifer. I'm a recovering caretaker, overachiever, and people pleaser. I used to think that burnout was just working too hard, not saying no, and not taking care of myself. But now I also see that burnout is the cost of being a responsible woman in a society that runs on unpaid emotional labor. So today, let's talk about why we're all tired, why it's not a coincidence, and what we're going to do about it. Okay, point number one, burnout is profitable. If women weren't running everything on fumes, mind you, who would raise the kids? Who would care for aging parents? Who would keep everyone emotionally stable? Who would keep the workplace functioning? We are holding up the entire world like a human scaffolding structure. And because we do it for free and quietly and without complaint, and usually while smiling, it's considered normal and it's expected. A woman who stops running herself into the ground is seen as selfish. That's not an accident. That's a system. We provide free labor that keeps everyone else productive. Emotional labor, caregiving, household management, childcare, elder care. If capitalism had to pay for everything that women do, it would collapse tomorrow, because we schedule appointments. We manage school projects. We handle meal planning. We remember birthdays and medicine and milk and make sure everyone is okay emotionally. It's all invisible labor, and it's unpaid labor. Women are the unpaid workforce that keeps the paid workforce working. And on top of that, many of us participate in the paid workforce too. You know what else? We are the safety net for failing systems. Healthcare system, women step in. Education system, women fill in the gaps. Mental health system, women do the emotional triage. Instead of governments funding social support, they rely on women's overcapacity. So we pour ourselves out until we're dry. We spend money to keep up the illusion also. Capitalism profits from women's insecurity. Overachieving women buy therapy apps, diets and supplements, productivity tools, anti-aging everything, work-life balance gimmicks. Why? Because we're told we are the problem for having flaws, and we believe it. We're sold solutions for a life that capitalism breaks on purpose. We don't rebel because we're too busy. High-achieving, burned-out women don't have time to organize and protest and unionize and demand better conditions. We're exhausted, and exhaustion leads to compliance. Burnout is the business model. We keep our shame private so the system avoids accountability. When women break, we blame ourselves. We hide the struggle. We whisper the truth behind closed doors. Capitalism depends on that secrecy, because if women told the truth out loud, there would be a revolution by Friday. We raise the next workforce for free. Mothers produce the literal workforce. Without maternity, no economy. And yet, no universal child care, no paid maternity leave, no societal value placed on the women doing the essential job. They expect women to birth the system and sacrifice for the system without being supported by the system. Capitalism loves overachieving women because we do the work of 3 people for the cost of 1, and then we feel guilty for not doing more. Here's the part they didn't expect. Women are done, and we're waking up at the very moment that the world can't afford for us to wake up. The economy is changing, work is changing, and so are we. A reckoning is already underway. This entire system has survived because women overachieve quietly. We've been the martyrs, the supermoms, the emotional caretakers, the unpaid household managers, the I'm fine girls who hold everything together. We have been the free labor that keeps capitalism running. We raise the children, we keep the workforce fed, calm, and showing up. We absorb the stress that corporations refuse to pay for. If the world had to pay for everything that women do behind the scenes, the economy would collapse. They never expected us to realize all this, and they certainly didn't expect us to stop cooperating. Women are quiet quitting our old identities, not just our jobs, but our social programming. We are opting out of burnout culture. We're choosing boundaries over burnout. We're choosing ourselves over performance. And when a woman chooses herself, oh, they panic. Because now she isn't exhausted. Now she isn't controllable. Now she's powerful. Friends, you are allowed to rest before you collapse. You are allowed to say no without a 5-paragraph essay. You are allowed to stop fixing what you didn't break. You are allowed to be loved for who you are, not what you provide. You are allowed to take up space without apologizing for it. You don't need permission to stop performing. You only need courage to disappoint the people who have been benefiting from your exhaustion. So tell me in the comments, and be honest, what is one thing you are done carrying? You can write just one word: guilt, people-pleasing, good girl syndrome, maybe constantly saying yes, martyrdom, whatever it is, name it. Let's start a rebellion right here in the comments, because burnout isn't your failure. It's proof of your value in a world that has taken advantage of your strengths for far too long. So many of us are refusing to burn out anymore. We're waking up, we're taking up space, we're taking back our lives. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, because this is only the beginning. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for watching to the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one.